The power of creation. The tavern was in the high-arched city of Vaelthorne, where glass towers caught the sunrise and scattered it into rivers of color across the cobbled streets. Even at dusk, the city seemed to glow from within, as though something in its bones remembered how to build light out of darkness. Inside, the hearth burned steady. The scent of ink and old parchment lingered faintly near the shelves along the far wall, where travelers sometimes left poems, sketches, or half-finished maps. The door opened. A young woman stepped inside carrying a wooden case strapped across her back. Paint stained her sleeves in faded constellations of color. She paused just beyond the threshold, as if uncertain whether she belonged. The cat, draped across a stack of grain sacks, blinked once in solemn assessment. Alex glanced up from trimming a candle wick and offered a quiet, encouraging nod. I turned toward her. My name is Lion. I keep the fire steady. I pour the drinks. I listen when the road feels long. I gestured to the chair across from me. And what is your name, traveler? Elira, she said softly. Well met, Elira. Sit. Vaelthorne is a city that honors creation. Perhaps it brought you here for a reason. She sat, carefully setting her wooden case beside her. I create things, she said after a moment. Or I try to. Stories, ideas, but lately I feel foolish for it, like it doesn't matter. The fire shifted gently, casting warm light across her anxious expression. There are bigger problems in the world, Elira continued. Wars, hunger, hardship, and here I am, mixing colors. Her voice trembled between shame and longing. The cat leapt lightly onto the table, tail curled neatly around his paws, as if guarding the fragile confession. I nodded slowly. Creation is often dismissed by those who mistake noise for impact, I said quietly. But the world is not sustained by survival alone. She looked up at me, uncertainty flickering. So I told her a story. Long ago, before Vaelthorne was known for its brilliance, the city fell into a season of relentless storms. Days passed into shadow, crops failed, spirits dimmed. In the midst of this, a glass worker began shaping a small lantern. It was delicate, unnecessary by practical standards. People mocked him. Make tools, they said. Make shields. Make something useful. But he continued. When he finished, he placed the lantern in the city square and lit it. The glass refracted the flame into colors no one had seen before. For a moment, people stopped arguing. They stopped despairing. They remembered beauty. That memory did not end the storm, but it gave them the will to endure it. And from that lantern, I said gently, Vaelthorne learned the lesson that creation is not decoration, it is nourishment. Elira's breathing steadied. Alex poured fresh tea into her cup. Steam rose in quiet spirals. I'm afraid no one will care, Elira admitted, that what I make will disappear. The tavern fell into a soft hush. Most creations begin in obscurity, I say. Their power is not measured by applause, it is measured by honesty. She traced the rim of her cup. But what if I'm not good enough? The cat stretched across her sketchbook as if to claim it. Creation is not a performance, I told her. It is a conversation between you and the part of yourself that longs to shape something new. To create, I continued, is to participate in the ongoing unfolding of the world. Every painting, every idea, every story adds texture to existence. Elira listened intently. When you create, I said, you move from being a passive witness to an active participant. You remind yourself that you are not merely surviving the world, you are shaping it. Her eyes shimmered in the firelight. I thought I had to prove my work mattered, she said slowly. But maybe the act of creating is what gives me meaning. The realization settled into her like a foundation stone. Yes, I replied. The power of creation is not in its scale, but in its sincerity. Outside, wind brushed gently against the tavern windows. Even small acts of making, I continued, push back against chaos. A song in a dark room, a sketch in a worn journal, a story whispered by firelight. The fire crackled as if in agreement. Elira hesitated, then reached for her wooden case. She opened it slowly. Inside lay a canvas half finished, colors layered like dawn breaking through fog. It isn't done, she said. Neither are you, I replied gently. She smiled at that. What would happen, I asked, if you created without asking permission from doubt? She considered. I might feel alive again. The cat stepped delicately onto the edge of the canvas, approving its existence. When Elira stood, she carried her case differently, not as a burden, but as a companion. At the door she paused. The sky above Vaelthorne shimmered faintly, city lights reflecting against the low clouds like distant constellations. She stepped back into the night, perhaps not certain of her audience, but certain of her voice. If you have something within you that longs to be made, a story, a melody, a vision, consider honoring it. Creation is not frivolous. It is how we assert that life is more than endurance. You do not need permission to create, only courage. The tavern grows quiet. Alex lowers the lantern near the bar, leaving only the hearth to illuminate the room in steady amber light. I watch the door where Elira departed. She'll finish it, Alex says softly. Yes, I reply, because she remembers why she began. Alex leans against the counter. It's strange. People think creation is about talent. It's about willingness, I say. Willingness to shape something imperfect and offer it to the world anyway. The cat circles twice and settles near the embers. To create, I continue quietly, is to resist the idea that we are powerless. It is to say, I was here, I shaped something, I added light. Alex smiles faintly, like that first lantern. Yes, like that first lantern, I nodded. If tonight's story stirred something in you, an unfinished idea, a quiet longing, let it breathe. Begin small. Begin imperfectly. The world does not need flawless creators. It needs brave ones. My friend, the lanterns will remain lit and the fire will be warm, even when the door closes behind you. Return whenever the road feels heavy or when your heart seeks quiet company. Carry what serves you, leave the rest by the hearth, and know that this place and these words will wait patiently for you. Until then, travel gently and let the night watch over you.